Everybody, welcome back to Bayou Time. Harry McCullough here. We're getting ready for another council meeting. It will happen on Wednesday. But of course, the councilmen are working all the time. There's also another important meeting on Tuesday night. Here to talk a little bit more about what's going on is the parish council chairman, John Amity, District 4. So thanks so much for being with us. So yeah, you guys are kind of busy. I guess
Yeah,
that's part of government, right?
it is sometimes more than others. It just depends on what's taking place. So this week we actually had three meetings. We had the committee meetings, the condemnation hearing meetings, which we're doing once a quarter on a separate night so that we can tackle that backlog, and then a regular Wednesday meeting. So, keeping it
Keeps
flowing.
rolling. That's right. So let's talk a little bit about the condemnation meetings because I wasn't familiar with that. But you're saying you're trying to tackle about 50 houses every quarter, but that became so much more involved in our area because of Hurricane Ida, and there's a big backlog. Right?
Yeah, so these are blighted properties throughout the parish. Hurricane Ida, of course, just tore up so many things. The nuisance abatement department sends out notices to the people to try and get them to clear up their properties. When that reaches a stalemate, then it comes before us. They give us a recommendation on what they've done, and from there, what they think should be taking place. As a result of the American Rescue Plan monies that the federal government had given us, we're able to move about $1 million into that department to handle the backlog that we had. So many properties. Last I checked, it was over 350. It's grown since Ida, and we're taking these in special meetings to try and handle about 50 at a time and get caught up on that and get the parish cleaned up, so that when visitors, new companies, new people who are coming to work for these companies coming to the parish, they're not having to
That
deal
is
with that
so
situation.
important. Yeah.
It also attracts a lot of crime when you have a derelict building sitting there. People are going to break into it and set up homesteads in it, and
Right.
sometimes catch them on fire.
Could be fire, could be rodents, could be those kind of things that I knew New Orleans has struggled with after
Right.
Katrina. At least you guys seem to be a little more proactive in that. What kind of rights do you have to do these? Now, most of these, when people come to you and say, I need help, or is it something you go to the people and say, we got to clean this up?
It's done by our nuisance and abatement department. Citizens within the parish could, file a complaint on a particular property in their neighborhood or such. But we also have people that ride around looking for these, and they go in and they investigate. They contact the individuals that own these properties through whatever legal means they can. Sometimes Tanner McGee is our ad hoc attorney, so he's working on some trying to reach those people so they can be notified. You've seen some of the bigger ones recently, the corner of Howard Avenue by the
Right.
Waterworks building over there. That's been one that they've been working on for quite a long time now. If you drive there, it's a level slab. Sugar Bowl Motel, they've cleaned up a lot of that. They've got a building left over there that they're working on and fixing up to keep it in commerce, the old Houma Inn on 182. Those are some of your bigger ones, but when you get into the neighborhoods and the communities, you'll generally see houses, abandoned trailers, those types of things. And it really helps. So the state allows through its statutes for this process to go through. We have to follow those statutes in order to do it. And basically what's happening is we're giving them an opportunity to clean it up, but if they don't in a matter of time, then we're going to go and clean it up and send them the bill.
The bill. I got you. Yeah. So that's like I said, that's always a tricky thing. And then sometimes somebody just comes in and pays taxes, and you can't touch it and that kind of stuff. So
Right.
I know you'd like to see municipalities have a little more power to that. Tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Of course, our country's built on property rights.
We have to have compassion on the people for the situations that they're in sometimes, but we still also have
It's got to be
to.
the good of the community.
Right. We also have to look at the safety benefits to the community as a whole.
Right. I know we're going to talk about, we got two segments. We got some specific things we'll talk about, but on Wednesday's meeting, you guys are going to focus on a conversation on crime. Tell me a
Yes.
little bit more about that.
So Councilman Carl Harding called me and he said he'd really like to put something in, keep the conversation going, because we're always talking about crime. We're always looking at doing certain things, putting cameras in specific areas to the high crime areas. We have a CA with the sheriff's office so that they can work in conjunction with HPD in some areas to battle some of the crime in the areas. But recently, we've been seeing a lot of shootings. You know, they had the Lafayette Street shooting, the Willowdale shooting just downtown.
Main Street.
The guy shot. So we want to just, again, reassess what we're doing, see what things we can do, what monies we might have in order to be able to do it, but constantly look at crime in our areas and don't let it fall by the wayside.
Right. And look, kind of going back to what you said, you know, I remember when New York made that big turnaround, it was a broken windows ordinance. Like, we're fixing broken windows. We don't want this to get any more. And Terrebonne Parish has done a really good job of, when these kind of things arise, the law enforcement seems to tamp them out pretty quickly.
The law enforcement between the sheriff and the Houma PD work very well. The DA steps up and they do their job. The judges do their job. So, you know, we don't want to see that revolving door here in Houma like you see in some of the other cities. We want to make sure that when they're caught, and they're staying caught.
Right. This is not something that's started with Jeff Landry's. This is something that's been going on.
It's been happening. Yeah, absolutely. We just want him to, him and the legislature to do the things necessary so that our law enforcement doesn't feel like they're just, you know, running around the bush.
And what you guys are paying for maybe is more, make sure they have the technology, make sure they have those kind of things, make sure they have good cases when they do find somebody.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, that's real important, and I'm sure they appreciate that. But that's where it goes, right? Hand in hand is everybody kind of working together to make sure that it stays a safe place.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we kind of on a little run right here. So yeah, it's a conversation we need to have. All right, we'll take a break. More with John Amity. We come back right here on Bayou Time.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health Systems, modern technology, and timeless caring. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bourke, know your rights. South Louisiana Bank, it's better when we bank together. Waits and Downer, attorneys at law. Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough. Alford and Associates, for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality.
Everybody, welcome back to Bayou Time. Harry McCullough here. We're spending some time with John Amity, of course, the Terrebonne Parish Council Chairman out of District 4. We were talking kind of about your meetings that are going on this week. Let's talk a little more specifically about Wednesday and some of the topics you guys are going to tackle.
All right. So people may look at the agenda and they see the Elliott Jones pump station and they say, wait a minute, that thing's up and running. I thought we'd finish that job. And we have. So when you see that we're doing a change order on that agenda item, what that is, it's a balancing change order. So the job's complete. The jobs are bid by line items. And let's say they had 200 tons of stone budgeted into that project and they only used 175 tons. Well, they're going to adjust that number. And then we have a savings of whatever the cost was for those 25 tons. Maybe we have an overage somewhere where those savings can be applied there. It's just an accounting thing moving forward. We also have an item. Many people think that the sheriff and HPD compete against another, but they actually work together on all sorts of things. And one of these things is simply purchasing radios. The sheriff has a resource that the HPD doesn't, so we're buying through the sheriff office some replacement radios at a good deal. Buy 10, get one free. So they're going to get 22 new portable radios for the cost of 20 at a good rate, very good rate. We're air conditioning the jail. People think, well, why would we put a temporary air conditioner at the jail when the air conditioning system goes out? Well, it's a lot cheaper for us to keep those prisoners housed here. If we have to send them somewhere else, then it's going to cost us more money to house them. So while it looks like a big price tag to rent a chiller until they can get a replacement in, sometimes it just makes more sense to do that. Another item, we recently purchased the Whitney Bank building. When we did that purchase, we also put in about $1 million for build out. So that way we can finish the floors that were stripped out for Hurricane Ida. We can get our employees all consolidated back into that one building and get rid of those rental properties that we're using. By doing that, we're going to save about $600,000 a year in rent by having our own building.
Right.
So we're hiring an architect to come in. We're just like anybody else. We have to abide by the rules of construction, and they're going to go in and design. They're going to do the architectural design as well as the interior design, so that we present a nice, clean building, not just for our employees, but for anybody else that we rent to, because we're going to lease some spaces in that building.
More consolidation, right? You have the towers downtown, and you would also consolidate people that are kind of spread out around, and they would be in the down. That'd be a boost for downtown economy as well.
Right, because of damages from Hurricane Ida, even the government towers right here are still undergoing renovation. We, just like an individual, had to deal with our insurance company to get the monies, get the claims, and our parish attorney was successful in getting those settlements done with the insurance companies, and now the work is starting. But while those renovations were needed and the building was damaged, we had to find a place for our employees. So we had to go out in the community and get some rental properties to put them in.
Right.
And now we'll be able to bring them all back home into now 2 locations right here downtown, which I think is good overall for the community.
So. Yeah, it'd be good for the downtown area.
Yeah, absolutely. We also have the asphalt project. You know, everybody's always complaining about potholes on the roads. So we're putting that contract out. We have a low bidder contracting company that's going to come in, and what we do is we hire an engineer. He assesses all the roads in the parish, and he makes a priority list from worst to best. And we start at the top until we run out of money for this year, and then we do it all over again next year. So people are going to start seeing some of the asphalt contract work done. We've been doing some of the concrete panel work already. So hopefully that'll keep people from the risk of damaging their vehicles, because, you know, driving around, especially with after this rain and the drought, a lot of those patches have popped up. So it'll be good for them to go in. They'll be able to cut those sections out, do a proper patch in there, and then there are also some roads that are going to be overlaid.
That's what I was about to say. So a lot of these will be patches, and then some of them it will be where the whole lane will be overlaid.
Right. Absolutely. And one other thing for the people that drive through the air base, there's a federal program that we're putting the Moffett Road Bridge. That's the little bridge as you're driving through the air base by the old Agborn. And there are some issues identified with that bridge, so we'll be getting that bridge replaced between now and 2025, probably.
So in the meantime, they don't make a temporary bridge there. You just have to drive around.
I'm not sure what the plan is for that one, if they may have put something, or if they're just going to block the road while they do the work.
it's not that far.
I haven't seen the plans right now. We're just looking at funding it based off of the recommendation of our Public Works Director, who did evaluations of the bridges throughout the parish, or he had a team do that. And that one was the one that was selected based on monies available, you know, because there may be a bridge that might be in a little worse condition, but we don't have that much money to deal with that one. But this one fits the profile, so we're going to get it done.
All right. About a minute left. How's the new year treating the council and with a new parish president?
Things are going really well. Every time I come on, people hear me talk about how the parish president and the council are really working well together, getting things done.
Still on the honeymoon, right?
Well, still in the honeymoon.
Hopefully
we've
4 years.
We've had a couple of things, but I mean, we're all looking out for the best of the
Right.
parish. And, you know, we're going to have those little bumps and bruises as we go along. But Parish President Bergeron's team has been open, just like he said they would be, and we're doing the same. You know, the plan that they have, the vision that they have, is a good one. It's good for the parish, and I think that as our responsibility is that we fund those things so that the people of Terrebonne benefit.
Yeah, no doubt. And as you were saying, you know, the sheriff's department and the HPD and council and the parish, it's always better when we work together, right?
Absolutely,
For one
we get
parish.
more done.
All right, thank you, John. Appreciate it. We'll be right back with more Bayou Time right after this.